Fix it in post is one of those things that's a common phrase in the film and video production world. In my opinion though, a greatly overused and expensive means of creating, especially for us YouTubers. I'm a fan of doing things while filming. I don't want to always have to go back and do so much more work later. Doing the work in camera or on set during the time of filming, it makes editing so much easier because editing is already as hard as it is. And like the many means that this can be used in actual production, one of my favorite ways is actually camera filters. I know. Sexy, right? Now, let's start with the variable ND filter. This one is probably the most familiar. An ND filter is basically sunglasses for your camera. With it being variable means you can go between several stops of light that is allowed to pass through. This filter is a 2 to 8 stop. On the lighter end for options for a variable ND, but for me, it's perfect for going in and out of places during the day. This allows my settings to stay the same, if not adjust slightly, but ideally, quick adjustments by the flick of your wrist. That looked weird.
Now the whole entire area on Midwest for Apple, so.
Oh, no way.
George, yeah.
Nice.
So if you wait 10 minutes when he walks out, you're gonna look after something good.
Next up, the circular polarizer, or better known as the CPL. Similar function with the rotation adjustment, but this filter reduces glare and reflections and can even make skies appear deeper blue. But in my case, I can get a shot of me or a character inside of a coffee shop and film from outside while being able to clearly see the subject without the distraction of all those nasty reflections. I kid you not, that shot alone has been on my bucket list to finally get. I'm so happy I was able to do it. Finally, we have the black mist filter. Nowadays, when it comes to video cameras, our lenses are really good. The glass inside them, chef's kiss. But our mirrorless cameras are almost so good that the sharpness quality sometimes is just a little too much. That's where this comes in. With its dreamy softness, reducing harsh highlights and creating a more cinematic look without having to do all the extensive post-processing. Right now in this setting, you have a light that's hitting my face, and then you have the light that's in the back, and you got a couple of lights in the background. Now with the black mist filter, it should soften the lights. It should add a little bit of halation, a little glow haze. You'll really be able to see the difference right here in this light. Right now it's kind of clear, you can see the grids and everything in detail, but when you add the filter, it kind of adds this like hot spot, but in a nice, like misty way. It's kind of nice. It adds like this really cool halation effect around the light, how it goes around my fingers. Even on my hair, you can really see how it like hazes in from the light source onto my hair. It's kind of cool. It just makes it look more like a cinematic movie. It adds a little bit more softness. It smooths everything out. Craziest part about these filters is they're magnetic. Talk about trying to get the shot all the time and trying to screw on the freaking filter. It's annoying. And it's so great when I can just do this. And it's on. How great is that? Also, I don't know what the heck is going on. Gee, Chicago, get your stuff together.
There's two of them. What could possibly need 2 fire trucks?
All you have to do is put on the magnetic ring, and then you're able to plop on any of the filters that you might have in the same magnetic system. The cool part is you can stack them if you so well choose, and it's so easy to remove them one by one or all at once.
One thing I do want to note though is, say you're in a studio space like this. You're not really gonna move the camera around that much, and if you do, you're mounting it to different locations. Most of the time, it's gonna be stationary. You're not really gonna bump into the lens, potentially knocking off the filter. But I'm a filmmaker who's always on the move. I have this whole camera rig in my hand and say a boosted board on my feet. Under feet. Who let you in here? Dude, I'm you. That being said, I have had accidents, and to be honest, I have dropped this camera quite a few times. Thankfully, nothing too serious broke. I mean, I did break a lens, but I got it fixed, and it was okay. Granted, it was a little expensive. There is a measure that you need to keep in mind when using something like this, and you're on the go, run and gun filmmaker, vlogger, YouTuber, TikTok, content creator. These things aren't the strongest kind of magnets, but they will do the job. They will stay on,
It does take some pressure to pull them off, but you know, just keep in mind, it is held on by magnets. It's not screwed in to the threading of the lens, so it isn't as 100% secure. Not that it's a bad thing. It is very convenient, but there is some trade-off. That's just something you gotta keep in mind. All in all, there is pros and cons to something like this. The security of it being screwed in isn't there, but the accessibility, the speed of being able to just take it out of the bag, pop it onto your lens, and get to shooting. For me, pros outweigh the cons, and I'm willing to take the risk with trusting a magnet that it's a pretty good magnet over trying to fiddle and screw in the filter on the lens, which sometimes is the bane of my existence. But this is something that, as me, a run-and-gun filmmaker, I truly love the ability to just plop it onto the lens like I just did. So for me, I think I'm gonna keep this on for a while, keep it in my gear bag. But hey, I'm curious in the comments down below, what do you guys think of something like this? Do you have any more questions about it? And thank you, KNF, for sending me the filters to try out. I've honestly genuinely really loved them. All right, I'll see you guys in the next Shua Films video. I need to work on these outros, man. I just don't know.